Hey, welcome back everybody. So, we're still waiting on some stuff from Festival Collection, so we're going to try to patch up anything that I haven't gotten out from set 14. I will say there is some stuff from set 14 where I would prefer to have the festival stuff, which would be like Nanaclear and the Veleno deck. So, those will have to wait for a quick second. But we'll talk about probably one of my new top three Phantom decks, which is Aelquilibra Phantom. This deck's really interesting. It's got a lot of grind game to it. It puts out like a decent bit of power, and it's got that the aesthetic of like Welstra with Aelquilibra's like gimmick kind of fused into it, and it's overall like a really fun deck. I think if you guys can pick it up on a budget, I would highly recommend it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the profile. Starting with our starter Liberate Battalion, going on to Rakentor Werf Dragon, which has the ability that when you ride on top of the Great Zero, you get to show your opponent that you're on Aelquilibra to look at top 7 and either grab a product card or a moon card, which is really nice. And also in the Soul, once you're at grade 3, you can move it to the Order Zone to search to grab a product card from your drop zone and add it to your hand. Basically, you'll be using your orders a lot to block, so it's a nice way to recur specific ones that you have like on plays that you want to keep getting. We have Gatling Corone Dragon, which uh, has the ability to reveal a Alcalibra in your ride deck to operate a product card. You might not get this all the time, and I think that's fine, but when you do, it's pretty nice for some turn 2 tempo. When it's ridden over by Alcalibra, you get to throw this in your order zone and search your deck for any product card in your deck and add it to hand. So that's a really nice little thing because you can find out the last piece that you're missing. And his other effect is a continuous effect. As long as it's in your order zone, all of your product cards get the ability to intercept and intercept from the back row. So that's really nice. It kind of what uh, makes the deck do its thing. Gives you a lot of extra bulky and tankiness. And of course, we have Alcalibra Phantom himself. So, Alcalibra Phantom has three different abilities. The first is during your main phase, you can show any number of products from your hand, throw them into the order zone so they don't count as your order for turn. You get to draw one card, and then if you did two or more, he gets +5. So really nice effect right there. It helps you get your order zone set up for his next skill, which is Counter and Soul Blast. Up to your opponent's Vanguard's grade, you get to operate your product cards. And when you are operating your product cards in this deck, you are basically calling them to the rear guard, which is really cool. Uh, and then lastly is his Phantom skill for getting rid of one moon from your drop zone, your hand, your soul. Uh, you get to overcharge your uh, your rear guards, so up to your opponent's Vanguard's grade. So if you're going first, you're doing 2. If you're going second, you're doing 3. The units are going to get +5, and then if you did 3 or more, he gets an extra drive check, which is really cool. So yeah, not a lot to say on that. Moving on to the main deck. So we have 3 copies of the Persona Ride, 1 Twin Cast, and then of course 4 Moons. So there's not a lot to say about this specific part, but we're gonna go straight into the orders real quick. I'm just gonna kind of throw them all out. So we have 3 copies of Tristania, 4 copies of Wavy Loss, and 2 copies of Luberoy. So they all have something like that. There we go. They all have the same ability where you get to, uh, when you reveal them off the Crimson Moon, you get to just throw them straight to your order zone. So that's a really nice effect. That way, it doesn't take up your order for turn. The other thing is they all sort of have on operate effects. So when they're operated, they call themselves to the rear guard. Tristania gets 10k power. This draws you a card. This, if your opponent's at grade 3, minuses your opponent's Vanguard by 5. So very strong, very decent effects. Um, and then this is your restander for an Energy Blast of 3. But if your opponent's at grade 3, he'll also get 10 when he restands. This will get a crit. And this, if you have Persona Road this turn, you get to, and your opponent's at 4 less damage, you get to deal them a damage. But you can only do it once per game. So you really want to be careful because if you only have, like, let's say 2 things to uh, overcharge on your first turn, and it's like these two. If you pick this just to give it 5, just so you don't waste the 5, you miss the skill to deal a damage. So you want to be very careful and kind of save it for your Persona Ride turn. Moving on to the grade 2s. 4 copies of Hendrina. This is the only grade 2 we play. It's basically, I don't want to say it's filler, but it's basically filler until we get the new support. But grabbing a moon from deck is kind of nice. If this is like a what's the word? If this is like a deal breaker for you guys, like oh it's too expensive, I don't want it. Just wait till set 16 comes out because this card does not get played in set 16. Um, Moving on to the grade 1s, we have, how do you pronounce this? I think it's Furbosis Dragon. He's an interesting little guy. So he is, let's get that right there. He is a on-play Counterblast 1 to add back 2 product cards from your drop back to your hand. So it lets you recycle the ones that you are intercepting with, which is really nice. And when he is overcharged, end of battle that he boosted, I believe it's also when he attacks too. Let me just double check. No, it's just boosted. Okay. I mean, you should never have him in the front row, but for clarity's purposes. So end of battle, he boosts. He goes to soul, and you look at top 5. You either grab a Crimson Moon or a product card to hand, which is it's nice. Lets you deck thin a little. 4 copies of Sporadic Zero Dragon. So I don't know if I've gotten to show this guy off on the channel, but he's a new generic, and basically what he does is when you discard him for ride, you're going to look at top 7 to add a order card to your hand, or a set order card to your hand. And when you're at grade 3, hard once per turn, during your opponent's turn, you can remove them from either rear guard or drop zone to give 10k for the battle. So it's an extra 10k shield. It's really nice. It complements how this deck wants to play, which is very tanky. The last like random card I'm playing is Bulbul Mine. Well, sorry. Obviously, I'm playing 4 perfect cards. Very, very important. But we're playing 1 Bulbul Mine just as like filler for the deck because we do want soul, but sometimes we go through our counterblast a little too much. So it is nice to have a just like 1 copy of it. Uh, you can probably find room for 1 more copy of it, like if you cut one of the orders, but I think that's fine for right now. I wouldn't say it's something you have to worry about uh, with the set 16 on the horizon. So trigger count, we're playing one of the Valnot. Valnot is a interesting choice, and the reason why I run it is because I just never see what's his face. I never see God, I can't think of the Branchiato. Oh, Elder Breath. I never. Is it Elder Breath? That sounds right. I never see Elder Breath like when I play, whether it's for like the shield purposes, whether it's for flipping it as a trigger. Like Elder Breath does not like me, so I'm not gonna act like I like him. So I'm just not gonna play him. So you could play Elder Breath if you want. I think the red OT is kind of cute because you're always gonna have a rear guard that swings with a crit. So it's kind of a nice thing to have. Speaking of crits, I'm on 7 of them, and then I'm on 4 front, 4 heal. So here's the thing. I think this deck needs a little more power. So I think fronts are kind of the way to go. But if you dedicate too much of your slots to the fronts, when what's it called? Before set 16 comes out, because that's where we're going to get a lot of extra power, extra consistency. you're just kind of missing out. So it's way better to just, in my opinion, like sort of minimize on the front. The one extra isn't going to hurt anything. So this is where I'm at, but I could also see arguments for the sole front. But yeah, that is going to be it for this profile. Again, festival collection stuff. I just gotta wait for it in the mail, and we can start going over some cool new decks. So, thank you guys for checking this out, and I hope to see you in the next time. Peace out.